cute. It's the last day of 2023. I know, baby, I'm about to fill it up. You're gonna have plenty to eat, plenty to go around for the other ones too. Look at them looking around. They can feel my frequency. I don't know how long you're going to make me wait. I mean, I got 2 of these things to fill up. And I gotta get going. It's like 12 noon. Taking out the trash. I wish humans could work that fast. That's the weird part about it when it comes to being nature. It's almost like every movement that they make, every single thing that they hear strikes fear within them, you know. They hear the siren down the road, they gotta stop and look around to see if it's safe just to even be alive. Every time they hear the squirrels chirping, like they are now, it's driving them nuts. They want to know if it's safe to even eat. Am I in the clear? One thing about being nature, man, I tell you what, being like animals and stuff, it's all about trying to survive and live. Look, I mean, poor baby. You don't have to worry about us. I'm the one that tries to take care of you. We have a long, beautiful video to make today, and I'm going to a very special place. Look, they can hear us talking. Where is that coming from? I'm standing right in front of you. And they never even see us. Got these babies all cubed away, Da Vinci style. From the last day of 2023 and beyond. Boy, are we ever going to have a great day today. There's going to be a lot to talk about. They said a lot to me in my sleep last night. They want me to get off my chest. I can't believe I gotta dig in this drawer to get a couple of things out. It's gonna take a while. I got things to do. I got places to go. Well, one place in particular. We're headed to the mountain today. I don't think I've headed to the mountain on New Year's Eve ever. But they're calling me to do something today. And I'm not going to step back in the Da Vinci pad until 2024. I've never done this before. It's almost like I had totally different plans. And then they just got to me. Let me find what I'm looking for in this top drawer. But I know exactly what I'm looking for. And there's a lot of them. Finally made it. Last trip of 2023, but in many respects, from what I believe, I don't think the day matters. We'll talk about that later. What a gorgeous, gorgeous clear sky. And I just saw a giant fish jumping out of the lake. Oh, they're ducks. They're playing. Cool. That's quite the frequency, wouldn't you say? Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven and its heavenly places. Wonder what that's going to mean for us for 2024, you know. If people would start watching my videos, we can make much, much bigger impact on this planet. For real. Hey, look, angel clouds. Beautiful. Sparkles on top of water are such a fascinating thing to me. I mean, look at that. I've always been fascinated with it, though. I mean, it's just so basic, but so mysterious. I can't believe as a child when I was growing up, when I was like 5, 6 years old, at good old Pond Lake, when they were trying to teach us how to swim, one of the babysitters was trying to teach us how to swim. And I actually thought that the sparkles were people. That was my mindset a long time ago when I was a kid. I thought that sparkles were people. And my uncle was with us one time because he was visiting. And it's a small community down there, so. I mean, the babysitter was there too, so she was trying to teach us how to swim at a very young age. And he was talking about the fact that there were too many people in the lake. And I actually thought it was the sparkles when he was talking about it. I was like, oh, he's talking about the sparkles. That's what the people are. There's too many sparkles. There's too many bright spots in the lake. They're people. The souls of the people. Sparkling within the water.
comes the train. Crap. How come we always have to meet at the exact same time at the same exact point? That's not fair. I want to take my time. Now I have to run through this thing. Here it comes. You can hear it rumbling. Don't know how far I can go. There's a lot of wetness on the mountain. Unfortunately for all of us, well, most companies and most jobs out there, this time next year, we're going to be sitting in the office or sitting at your workplace, work spot, whatever, and we're all going to be working till our normal hours are done with. And then we just get one random day off in the middle of the week before we all have to go back the very next day. Oh, beautiful. Dang. Yeah, I think next year New Year's Eve runs on a Monday. Very nice. Not that. No, I'm talking about what's in front of us. The beauty of it all out here. Dang it, we're still right next to the tracks. I'm trying to get up here before a crowded train passes by and everybody sees us. I can't hide all the time. Every time I'm around this area when the train's passing, I hide behind a tree. Reminds me of the good old days. Here it comes. Barely made it. Barely made it. Thank you, Lord. Timing is perfect. Well, there they go. No, I'm really not out of breath. I'm just sore right now. I did 7 miles yesterday wearing the 10-pound waders. You know, the leather rubber pants And that is not easy, especially when you're having to walk in the water. With the current or against it, in deep waters, whatever. Lifting up your legs to get over log jams, climbing in and out. I'm looking for the Angel Rock. It was broken over time into the form of an angel, like a side view of an angel with angel wings. I thought it was over here. Well, it's normal for me. I don't feel like going up and down and all around. I hope nobody broke it. It was a loose piece. I know you guys are going to say you're asking for trouble, man. You got to stay where it's dry. I hope no one broke my Angel Rock. No, I didn't make it. It takes time to make what it looked like. I don't see it. Someone probably tossed that thing down, rolled it down, broke it even more. We'll never find it. You people out there are going to say, we know which one you're talking about. You showed it in your video. Your videos a few times before. I know I have. I always try to make sure it's still here. But I don't know where. Every single new broken shard like that one right there kind of worries me. It does. There's a few pieces like that out here. You're going to say, if you see the broken angel, are you going to cry? Well, I can't really say I'm going to do that because, I mean, they don't know. No one ever sees it like that. No one would ever notice it. They just like rolling rocks down the hill, down the incline. Yeah, it was a loose rock, so someone probably did that thing. You're going to say, maybe the waters did it. Well, it was behind. I thought it was behind something. So it couldn't get shoved downhill. Someone would have to loop. Someone would have to lift. And it weighed. Well, never mind. Ooh, look, the eye. They even placed a leaf right in the center to create the pupil. Would you look at that? I know I'm zoomed out all the way, trying to give you a better perspective. When we go up, I'm just going to do one trip up the mountain. I got a lot of things to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in. It's too complex to talk about, though. It's a lot to say, and I'm not good at talking. Please don't let there be some broken angel up in here. If it's broken, you would never recognize it. I will never recognize it unless I saw the wings. Well, it's wing on the side. There's no telling. This is going to take too long. I'm not sure. I think I see it. And this granite's real light. You got to be careful out here. It's fragile. Oh, there it is. That's it right there. I can see it. You're going to say, how do you know it's there? Because I kind of remember where it was. I know you've seen this in my videos before. Well, you probably haven't because I haven't uploaded them yet. That's like the time that I made those videos, probably scheduled for like 2026. They're in the process of making another triangle. nature out here. Look at that. You can see the line work forming. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful, ladies. There it is. The only thing that's different about this one is that the head is missing. It's just the body. No legs. Go figure. That's a heavenly rock right there. Slab of granite. Broken by time itself. Curious people coming by, shoving things around. They didn't know what was created just by their own motions, their own movements. The nature of them, of course. Even guided by the hands of the laws of nature. Made to withstand the test of time. Well, until something else comes along, you know. Trying to get up to the mountain one last time, 2023. Yeah, well, they have designed a different road for us. I thought this was like the trail. I mean, look at this. And it's not the trail. It just leads us. You can see where people have been deked before. They follow the abrasiveness of the gravel, try to keep track of everything so they can stay on track with the traction. But situations like this are meant to lead you to see things differently. I think I've taken that route before, just out of curiosity. I don't know if I noticed anything. I don't even know if I really looked when I really should have. They design every route for us in particular times and situations. I don't know if I'm making a big mistake or not. If this is going to be my only time on top of the mountain today, then what else am I going to be doing? Well, the big plan was for me to come to the mountain and hang out on top of the mountain until midnight, right on the very top apex of it, you know. I've never done that before. I mean, I've done that other times, especially during spring and summer, when it's still cozy out here, when it's easy to stay on top of the mountain. But the big plans I had today was to go out looking for the good stuff, you know, looking for some ancient pieces. And something held me back. They held me back big time for some reason. And then out of the blue, just like what you're looking at, I can feel the energy around me and within me. They were just like feeding me information. Tell me I had something more interesting to do that I should be doing besides with my head to the ground in a frigid creek wearing the 10-pound waders. with very slight odds of me recovering anything at all, when there's more important things to recover, if you know what I meant. So anywho, here I am. So it looks like I might be headed to 2 trips on top of the mountain, because I don't know if I can sit up there for 9 hours. And as you probably already know from other experiences this time of year, it's always a frigid, brisk wind on top of the mountain this time of year, to the point where it's unbearable to even stay up there for more than a couple seconds. But you know, I know how it works out here, how yin and yang it is, how perfectly balanced it is out here when it comes to everything, how it's connected. You're meant to try to go through the challenge, right? You have to think backwards. Let's hope they didn't cover up any carvings from 16,000 years ago when they built the road up here. Who knows, they probably blasted off the line work. Hey, you know what? This one particular location on the left right here, this is one spot I haven't explored on to try to see if they had ancient carvings, petroglyphs and stuff like that. I haven't looked at this spot right here, but I can't tell if this is natural or if this is blasted away. I mean, there's some line work right there. They got lines. I don't know if that's them moving stuff or what. Just scars from the excavators and stuff, the backhoes, whatever it is. Every time I come this route, I'm always in a hurry. Great. Well, change of plans. No big video today. I'm going to have to come back tomorrow and do it later. Well, I just got the annoying iPhone memory full, and I just emptied out this thing the other day. You're going to say, how much filming have you been doing? You don't want to know. Man, you guys crazy. I'm coming up here just trying to explore a little bit. And between the gaps, the line work out here, the roads. Looking around, there's a cannon right there. And right when I was walking, talking through here, I got the dang warning. Hey, look at that. I don't know if that's a carved cross or what. I don't know if that's natural or what. I doubt it. Someone probably carved that thing in there. It's not even carved. It's like right on the surface. Time to delete some videos if I'm going to get any kind of video in today. Time to get this. Probably been there for about 2 or 3 years. Maybe less than that. At least I'm headed up to a spot on the mountain I haven't been on before. For real though. Hey, that's a nice spot for the animals. No geocaching box. It's a cool little spot. We're in between the trails and all, so I bet the ancient ones were always sitting up here. I mean, look at these benches. I bet they had parties out here like you would never believe. Sitting on these natural benches out here, stretched out for a couple 100 feet. Look at that, they're all in a line. And I don't see evidence of blasting either. Any drill marks. And then they had quite the show right here. Right in front of them. Right on the stage. Oh crap. I'm leaving, guys, I'm leaving. There's like 10 deer up in here. I just took one step up and I just saw them hop up. My bad, little ones. Let me go ahead and get out of their habitat, man, sorry. I mean, there's the main drag right there, the main trail. Cute. You got a beautiful house. Yeah, they're kicking me out. I guess I'll have to save this for later. Of course I'm still here. Well, there just went about 35 minutes. I just deleted about 65 videos out of the iPhone, man. Well, you know, you gotta scroll through every last one to see which one's more important than the others. So you can get a very important video in. That you can't really afford to screw up. Because the timing's so perfect for today. So I got the thing down to like 102 gigabytes on the iPhone with, you know, 128 max. I'm looking. They were walking around behind me like they were just chilling. Like I was welcomed in their home. I was worried that they would just appear right behind me and I would turn around and they would just be in my face. The heck is that supposed to mean? They're always in the face of God out here. Hold on. The knees aren't up to par. My soul just got excited because I got enough memory left in the iPhone. Alright. They were standing right here about 10 minutes ago. I think they just like walked off. They're grazing, I think. Yeah, this is a cool little chill spot though. Cool hangout spot. Gotta get the garbage. How the heck does a brush end up here? Were the deer using it? Look, they've been chewing on it. That's not good. It could have been more than just a deer chewing on a brush. What the heck am I going to use with brush for all I have hair? I guess nature was hanging on to it for us, you know. They know somebody in particular was going to come by to see a blue brush. A brush in their color. Their favorite color. Alright. Yeah, like I was saying before, something about the animals, especially the deer when it comes to the native. is. There they go right there. They're not running from me, they're running from somebody else. Probably the screaming kids out here. Yeah, but you know what I said many times about the little ones out here, the deer, in different places. Every time I've ever been in a situation like that, like in a creek or something like that, where they're standing, whatever, it's almost like they're there to try to guide you to something, try to tell you something in their own way. Through nature, that is. By them just being out here. And I found many great things. Heck, it could be the same out here. They're probably chilling right here because that's what they were used to over the course of the last 13 to 16,000 years. And we have to continue on the effort. You cannot always be banned from places, held back, fenced out, cut off, because you lose that connection. And you can fail to write the future, if you're blocked. So just by me being here in this one particular zone kind of carries that memory on, It comes to a point out here, the dirt road circles up here. And then it connects to the main trail. I don't know if I want to do that up here though. Walk right out of the woods with a brush in my hand. I'll just say I was picking up the garbage. Ain't nothing like these pine trees though, man. I mean, look at the ground cover that it produces out here for us. It's always immaculate this time of year, in December, where the pine needles like to drop off to get ready for the future growth that is. And it fills out the landscape, making it so pristine. Especially in places where there is nothing but pine trees. I'm over here trying to get something. It's a balloon. It's always going to be a balloon. Hey, this is like the fourth green one, iridescent green one I've found in the past week and a half. Same type. That's weird. Not out here, but in 5 different places. It's the same exact one. Why? How? Time to find the garbage can. Boy, am I gonna look shady. This place is packed. Alright. Time to look all shady. I'm just out here having a good time. I'm just having fun, that's it. I just do things differently than everybody else. I'm the different one. At least I blend in with the nature out here. I should have had my camouflage shirt on. Then they would think I was out here hunting the deer. You gotta be careful on how you dress in certain places. Yeah, time to look all shady. Hey, nobody's coming from down here. I guess I'll look all right. But that's crazy, though. You know when someone's with nature, a part of it, due to how they talk. Like what I just said. Time to look all shady. It's almost like these out here, these trees of life and stuff, it's almost like they're speaking through me because I'm one of them. I'm part of them. Time to look all shady. Think about that. It's how they talk in the spring and summertime. Time to look all shady. Looks like somebody crapped their drawers. I see some brownness on it. No, I'm not going to take that and wash it for my fashion show. Somebody crapped their drawers. That's why they left them in the woods over here. Let's grab it and empty it out too. It's only 4:09 and it feels like it's 7:17 in August. Yeah, 4:09, you know what that means. Timing's perfect to clean. Uh-oh. Lots of people up here. I'm trying to make it to the garbage can. Well, I just made the drop into the garbage can. I don't know how I'm going to stay up here till midnight. You know how breezy it's going to get up here. There's a lot of people up here, man. What the heck is going on out here? Did somebody just magically forget their stroller? Let's hope not. Another trip up the mountain. Quite the trip indeed. Last one for 2023. If that really means anything, I'm not really sure if it does or not. Because tomorrow's another day. And then another day after that. And then some. Beautiful. Hello, face. Handsome. Don't step on it. There's truth right there. What I was talking about earlier. I wonder how much history can be changed if you took that one lonely pine tree right here and planted it someplace else where it can grow and thrive for the next 67 years. I always think about that every time I come here. You can change things to make it, more meaningful and better, There's a lot of things that can be changed, should be changed. It's quite the climb up here. Got that 8:09 sun going on at 4:15, 4:20. Jam-packed. But just like that face, that side profile over there that we looked at, there's a lot more out here. There's a ton on this mountain. And I'm not talking about the front of it, just the front of it. But a lot of truth can be told when it comes to the direction of the light. It's almost like the challenge I was explaining earlier. on how cold it can get. The brisk wind blowing at about 35 to 50 miles an hour at certain times in the wintertime up here. Trying to tell you can't stay to look around because something might be here waiting to be seen. And you have to beat the challenge. You got to withstand getting booted off the mountain because maybe something's not meant to be seen. The natives knew a lot. They did. They worked with nature in a different way. The ancient ones did. Not just here, but around the entire planet. Guided by the sun, the light, the nature of everything. They worked with it. They decoded it. They used it. Welcome to your human race. Hey, check this out. You gotta have the eye to see it. Looks like I just found a buffalo. What you know about that? I'm looking. See, that's what you got to understand about these reliefs within the mountain. Either drawn by man or drawn by nature. Due to erosion, chipping away, whatever. Pecking at it. That's one thing you got to understand about it. The creation of it. On how it was designed like that in the past. On how over time, dirt and silt and sand and water fill in the void to create an image. The winds are a little bit brutal at the moment. I'm being blown over here to try to get out of the wind. I mean, it is literally brutal. It's not as bad as it was a couple of times last year when I came out here to do some time lapse and it was like 37 degrees and the wind was blowing about 55 miles an hour on top of the mountain. I couldn't stay more than 5 minutes. Beautiful. Got a little bit of some light transition within the clouds, the moisture of the clouds. No, that's not a third sun. No, it's not a UFO. No, it's not. Not Biru. Whatever you call that thing. You guys crazy. No, the earth is not flat. We'll talk about that in a different video. I mean, seriously, the earth is not flat. Think about it like water. What happens when a water droplet dislodges from its source? Like a needle or something like that. What happens when the water drop releases itself due to gravity? On the way down, it turns into a ball, right? Hope you like my little heaven videos. This place is about to empty out like a nightclub at closing time. They just announced they got about 30 minutes before the last shuttle leaves the top of the mountain. And everybody started looking around all crazy. Except for me. Here we go. Last sunset of 2023. I guess it's time to head back down. You know, to try to get home safely, that kind of thing. I'm not going to trust myself to drive on these crazy roads out here just after midnight, you know. There's going to be a lot of craziness going up and down the roads, and I don't want to be caught up in it. I'd rather make the right decision than the wrong decision. Besides, I don't think I can stay up here till midnight until 2024 crosses the top of the mountain. It's frigid up here. It's like 48 right now, but on top of the mountain, it's probably around, it feels more like, I'd say, 30 degrees up here when it's still kicking real hard, real good. And I don't think I can take 6 more hours of that. Yeah, I know, it's barely 6 o'clock. It's barely 6 o'clock. Yeah. I guess I'll try to finish out the video at the Da Vinci pad or something like that. Try to give you a good ending. I wish it was a different kind of party though. You know, a Da Vinci style party for New Year's. What a shame. I mean, I had this great big video I was going to do for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, on this last day of 2023. Last night, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to have to wait until I get back to the Da Vinci pad just to do it. But maybe it's meant to be. Maybe it's meant to be. But in many respects, it doesn't matter where I am when I'm doing it, just as long as it is done. This reminds me so much of that time when I tried to do like 50 miles around the mountain, taking the same route. And last fall, I barely broke 35 miles. And I couldn't go any further because the feet, the legs, the body can only take so much. And I got started at like 5:30 in the morning. What the heck do I do to myself? Trying to challenge myself in this heavenly spot. I just passed something, hold on, and the car's coming, go figure out when I passed it. That's the first car that passed in like the past 6 minutes. I just passed this thing, I gotta fix something, hold on. It's that like I'm tying my shoes. Gotta show that respect. Well, to that one, of course, just like all the other ones. We can't afford to have anything broken. You can only get away with this at this hour. Oh, shoot. Of course. Go figure. Wait a minute. Where the heck are they? That car coming. You heard that. I know I'm acting like a child out here in your eye. They're talking right now. They're over here. They're over here. Male voices right here. That was a car coming. I know you heard that coming down the hill. There it is again. There it is again. There it is. Save? Safe? There's no one out here but me. Alright, I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. It's instantaneous. Thank you for talking. Thank you for getting me off the guardrail 15 feet above the creek. My adventure, but doing this thing out here at night, trying to be all fun. And that car is about 2 minutes too late. I know exactly what's going on. I told you this before in one of my videos, a few of my videos that you haven't seen yet because I haven't uploaded them, on how things are timed perfectly. You're going to say there's another wall, man, but it's not 15 feet above a creek either. So it's not as adventurous. And I've walked on top of it before, just like all the other kids that come out here. Every time I do something like that, it's timed perfectly. Guided by the sounds of nature. It scared the crap out of me. It's what your mind expects to happen when you're trying to do cool things like that. But it's a form of protection to get you to do the things safely. Good things, the right things. And not balance on top of some wall above a creek. I know that you heard that car coming down the hill when we were crossing the bridge. And I had to hurry up. But it was the sounds of the water at the waterfall that sounded exactly like a car coming down the hill, warning me to get down. That's the way it rolls out here. You gotta listen to them too. They know what's best for all of us. Trust me on that. All of our brothers and sisters out here. Come on, babies, you can go. I hear them coming up through the woods. Talk about perfect timing. Oops, looks like we have another one peeking over. You're cute. It's alright, baby, I'm gonna go. You gotta catch up with your friends. It's New Year's Eve. Go ahead. Which one got the keg? What you get, Heineken? They said no. We got Deer Park. We don't drink alcohol like you guys do. Almost there. It wasn't as long as I thought. Well, even though I've walked this distance countless times. It's one thing I can't stand about walking on the road, though. Like on a sidewalk next to a road. It's not that I'm afraid to be seen. It's something different, though. I told you that before. Well, it was a video that I shot at Amicaloa Falls last spring. During a heavenly day back in April. And of course, you're going to see it later. You're going to say, when is that? You're like 5 years behind in uploading your stats. Let's hope the wall is. It's thinner than the other one, and it's leaning. It's skinnier than the other one. Ooh, that's a little bit scary. It's higher. Oh boy, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, but I told you that story in a video that I had last year, that I made last year. When I was walking up the incline, that big hill, the main drag, next to the road. I wanted to take the scenic route by foot. And I wanted to be on the other side of the guardrail, even though there was enough room to walk. Because I was scared of the vehicles. Well, not the vehicles like that, you know. Take that back. I wasn't scared of the vehicles. I was afraid of the people driving the vehicles. Not that I was afraid that they were going to drive out of control or anything like that. No. I was, every time that when I was younger, let me say it like this. When I was younger, and every time I was walking up and down the streets in the neighborhood, stuff like that, every time a car passed that had anybody from let's just say teenagers and stuff, right? They would pelt me with newspapers and all sorts of stuff every single time. Now you know why every single time a car comes by, I run into the woods so they can't see me or do other things. You're going to say you haven't gotten over that yet at your ancient age? Not really.